What do you think is the best mode of delivery of law-of-armed conflict training? Would it be predominantly classroom instruction, or a mixture of learning on exercise and simulations and then the classroom instruction?
I think definitely the latter. For us, it's very important to combine classroom teaching with teaching as part of exercises and simulation. We try to provide the basic teaching in the core rules, either digitally or in classroom, or a combination thereof. And then after having received or earned the knowledge about the basic rules, we try to integrate this in their education on military operations and in their training of planning and executing military operations, so that we are certain that they know how to integrate the rules from the law of armed conflict as a shaping factor in the planning of military operations, so that it's all, you know, connected, rather than being two different things that they somehow have to combine. We need to make sure that they're trained in actively using their knowledge about the law of armed conflict in the planning of military operations.
Thank you so much. And I know that Danish law of armed conflict training is currently being reviewed as a result of the new updated military manual, and that you're also part of the group that is reviewing operational law training at the Royal Danish Defence College. I was wondering what you felt comfortable sharing about that process and your vision for law of armed conflict training going forward.
Yes, well, we are, as you say, in the midst of rethinking the way that we deliver our training in the law of armed conflict, and we have to constantly align that with the manual. We're not facing any fundamental revisions of the manual, and that also means that, you know, the basic skeleton for our thoughts is not really hasn't really changed. It's more our desire to design a coherent system of education where we know exactly what kind of training is being delivered at each different educational level, and also mission specific training level. So for us, it's about creating a more transparent and more coherent system that allows us to feel confident that each and every soldier has received the training in the law of armed conflict that he needs to carry out his job in accordance with the law of armed conflict. And that can be difficult, even in a small country like Denmark, because we have 3 different services, and they have been rather autonomous previously, but now we have gathered the responsibility for training and education in the same place, namely the Defence College. And that means, whereas the different services could plan their own training, and they could always ask for assistance from us, but they have been in charge of planning it themselves. It was very hard for us to actually keep updated on what they were doing, and also to review the material, the teaching materials and the methods that they had. So what we do now is to centralize it in order to be able to ensure that we have this coherent system, and that we constantly know what is being taught and are able also to adjust if it turns out not to be appropriate.
And is that an ongoing process of evaluation as to the integration of LOAC training?
Yeah, it is. But as of now, we're primarily working on figuring out how to put that system together. We are working extensively on developing digital courses, so that we can ensure that at each level, whether you enter as an officer or as a lower rank, everybody at that same rank will receive the same basic education. And we can do that by developing digital courses that everyone has to pass. On top of that digital course, there will be classroom teaching and there will be simulation and training. But it's very important for us to ensure that everybody receives the same basic knowledge before progressing into more what can you say, detailed and specific training afterwards.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.